Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Village Group Chat. I am one of your hosts, Selikka Wood.
And I'm the other host, the best host, Mike Rogers.
We can always count on you to say that.
Oh, I was pairing up because you had referenced something else I said last week. I was like, how can I updo that last one?
I feel like you think that if you say it enough, you'll start to believe it. Or maybe
hey guys, we're so glad that you're here, and also, because we definitely are passionate about you guys connecting and communicating us.
Wow.
Which host do you believe is better?
Okay. I thought you were just going to dismiss me, but I see what you did there.
I did.
Oh gosh. Well, welcome back. If you've listened to us before, welcome back. If you're new here, we are thankful to have you join us. Make sure you share with a friend or somebody, your cousins and them. You can go ahead.
No, I was about to say also connect with us.
Yeah, I was about to tell you that you guys can connect with us on Instagram at the Village Group Chat, or you can reach out to me directly or follow me at no_ordinary_mom.
And I'm simple. Mike
Very
J.
simple. Hold up. Let's pause there. Say it one more time.
I am simple.
Minded. Don't forget to add that part. That part in.
Mike J. Rogers 1. That's it. Mike J. Rogers 1. And then we also will just welcome all of our listeners, Zion family, YouTube.
Yeah,
people,
hopefully
Spotify,
you're watching us on YouTube. We're trying to push everyone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would love that. I love that.
SoundCloud,
even just
Spotify.
giving us the opportunity to connect with Zion as a whole, connect with us. And it's different when you're able to physically see our facial expressions, at moments where you'll say something, I'm like just annoyed, and I'm just like, brush, all those different. Like that was a prime example right there. But so the reason why we even started this, we want to provide hope, encouragement, and really sharing practical tips as we navigate our family's journey. Our season is starting. These are like some additional episodes, bonus episodes, and partnering in Pastor Battle. But we are starting our season officially in July.
Yep.
So we're excited about that, and
we're gonna get through the series first, though.
Yeah,
These bonus episodes before we put out our new season episodes.
Yeah, we got some great content. Also, I'm even looking to find ways to be able to connect with people who are kind of considered experts in their field, and so we're excited about that. All right, getting to know you.
Okay, do you have any secret talents? We're gonna get straight to it. You got any secret talents that I don't know
You can
about?
tell she hit this. I didn't even know that was going to be the question. Secret talents. I actually feel like I am really good at repairing things. Like now in this season of life, I don't do it as much as I did in the past because we were trying to save money. I feel like I can do like a lot of repairs and them be done with excellence. And, and so, I would say that's a secret talent of mine. But one of the things I want to make sure it's done right the first time. So I find myself reading and rereading and continuing to read over the instructions because I don't like making mistakes. And so I feel like that has been valuable when it comes to me repairing things.
Yeah, that's good. And that probably has a lot to do with you being patient. I feel like I might have said that before, but because you are a patient person, I don't have no patience for it. I don't even want to watch the YouTube video of a repair. Like I'm so well, I become more patient, but that's good for you. I'm trying to think of a secret talent that I may have. I have an ability to remember things. I can remember, I can see something or remember something that I feel like most people wouldn't pay attention to. Like I could tell you what you had on when we had a certain conversation, or I have a whole bunch of probably useless facts. I know a little about a lot of things, and so I would say my memory is above average.
Yeah, wow.
Than most people.
Wow. So make sure you're not wearing the same outfit like a couple.
No,
because she remembers stuff like that.
It's kind of like a photographic memory.
Wow.
I do about certain things.
How were you able to leverage that, like in school or even just your experiences now?
With now, it just helps in this regular everyday life that I'm able to remember things. But it's like when somebody would try to say something happened that didn't happen and would try to argue me down, I just want to be like, bro, you do not understand how my brain works. I promise you, this is what happened. This is what was said.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be an excellent key witness.
Yeah.
Of something. I hope not to ever be, but I just be like, you just don't understand.
Yeah.
So I'll let you have it.
It's kind of dope. Yeah. So again, when you guys connect with us, be sure to share a talent that you have been able to develop. I'm excited about jumping into this.
Me too.
Pastor Battle this past Sunday, continuing with the Rock Solid series. I'm even grateful for him continuing to being sensitive enough to extend it, because originally he was planning for just 3 episodes.
I think 4.
Four?
Wasn't, it was supposed to be 4.
Yeah, I thought it was 3. Then it graduated to 4.
Yep.
Then now it's, I love that level of sensitivity to being, even from a practical standpoint, of being able to take what's happening inside of his life now and applying that to God's word, then being able to share it with us and being flexible. Because I am.
What? You are what?
Ritualistic. There are a lot of rituals I have that are helpful, but at times just kind of blowing those things up and really yielding to God's leading is very helpful. And so Rock Solid series, I don't know how many is going to continue to go.
He doesn't either.
I'm
he says that God is still like allowing him to download things.
Yeah.
And it's been good. I had a feeling though we were going to go past.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's so many different areas of family and just rebuilding and things you could talk about. I just knew it.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. And it's relevant too. It's definitely, because all of us are either we're children to somebody, or we have kids of our own, or even if we don't have kids of our own, we're part of a nuclear family.
Yeah.
We're part of the village.
Yeah.
And so the passages that he focused on today, the primary passages were Psalm 127 and 128, stressing the importance of ensuring we are aligned with God. After he read these verses, he shared with us kind of like an opportunity that was that he and his wife are doing. They are remodeling remodeling their homes, and he said the terminology that he used was a gut renovation. Now, a gut rehab is a project that involves major restoration to a space in the form of removing all fixtures, all materials, and everything else, to really down to the studs, then building it back up. Unlike a normal renovation, which usually only involves certain areas, a full gut renovation is essentially a restart. So, here's my question to our listeners, but also to you. Have you ever had a point in your life when you realized that you needed to do a full gut renovation?
Yes, I have. And I was, it was actually right around the time that I started coming to Zion. And I was probably, let me say 23 years old. And I don't know what happened. It was just like a slow, I felt like it wasn't anything like pivotal that happened in my life that made me be like, oh no, we got to change this. It was just kind of like I was tired of the way that I was like living my life and the certain people I had in my life. And I remember I don't know if I told this story on here before, but I remember going to my aunt's house and reading the book, Joel Osteen's Your Best Life Now. Like, I took it home with me and I took it slow, like page by page, chapter by chapter. It took me probably over a month to get through the book, maybe even longer than that. And it started to shift my perspective on what it was that, like, how God viewed me and how I view God. And so that made me, once I finished that book, it was like my mind had changed. And so it's like, okay, well, now I'm going to start going to like church more regularly because my perspective had started to shift. And then slowly everything else in my life started to shift. And I'm just like, okay, well, I don't want to be, like drinking like that no more. I don't want to be in going to the go-go's like that no more. Like, not that I, like, even now, like, not that I don't do some of those things. It's the fact of like, it was taking over my life where that's where I was focused at, or even having toxic friendships. Like, it's just, God started to remove those things where it really was like a gut renovation of my mind and my body and my environment, and just I've never stopped since then. It's just been constant growing.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for even just sharing, sharing with our listeners, but even just that level of transparency. I think it's helpful for all of us to hear that. And I know for me, similar experience. I grew up in the church. I know we shared that before. So I knew what was right and what was wrong. And even the way my parents, when it came to like discipline and direction, just the level of alignment. And I remember I was probably around the same age, about 22, 23.
Yeah.
There were even some points or some moments where I knew I did not want to take my own life, but there was definitely moments where I'd be like, man, God, shoot, man, I'm in such a deep and dark place of despair. And I was still serving in the church. I was still active in so many different areas and ministries. Was still working. The job was wasn't, but I still was, even in that job, I was still in a leadership role. I was just overwhelmed. And so at that point, at that moment, like I remember clearly just saying, man, God, I can't do things my way anymore. I knew what your word calls, but I had to make sure I was doing everything in my power to align with his word. And so that was probably around 23, 20, when I really got serious and got focused on doing what I can to please my Father. He ain't just, a God that was absent. Man, I really want to honor you.
Yeah, and isn't it crazy that it's like a cliche where it says like the things you wanted to do, you didn't do no more. I mean, things you used to do, you didn't want to do no more. Like I realized, like and I'm 40 now, and so I'm thinking back to like my 23-year-old self. Like it's really been a journey and continues to be a journey. It's not something that you just wake up and all of a sudden like things are different. It's something that you really have to work on, and I feel like it's your relationship with Christ, that gut renovation. He's like constantly working in us to make sure that we are our best selves. And isn't it crazy that now that those things that were overwhelming you, then when you felt like you couldn't
overcome them or deal with them.
Man, looking back at your 23-year-old self, ain't you like, man, that wasn't nothing. Like, not that it was, because it was something then, but we're so much stronger now and stronger minded. Like, we were like, dang, that right there, I really was like tripping off a $200 bill. They just kept sending me this bill about, like, now I'm looking at it like, if I was to get that, like, you don't pay that bill and move on with your life. But when you don't have no money, you feel like this is the end of the world.
Yeah, I know we had a script, but it was something that you said. If you could go back and talk to 23-year-old Selikka, what would you say? Just curious.
I think I would just be like, it gets better. It's going to be okay. And I had control over so much more than I felt like I did then. I just felt, I don't know. Unlike, I didn't grow up in the church. I went to church. I told you my father would send us to church on Sundays. It was a Catholic church, so I didn't even understand
most of the
was going on. But
things,
it was just like, that was more ritualistic than it was like relationship. That's just what we did. We went and we would walk to church, me and my older brother, we would come back home. Or when I went to my cousin's house on the weekends, I would go to their church. But even their church was a traditional church, but it was not really, I didn't have a relationship. It wasn't until I was 14. I went to a Kirk Franklin concert. I got saved at the concert.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. But that was my first time accepting Christ. But I just feel like the transfer, if I could go back, I would just be like, it gets better, girl. Like, hang in there. Like, the life that I have now and I'm continuing to build, I'm just so thankful when I look back at that 23-year-old, 14-year-old, 10-year-old girl that I was.
Yeah. If I had the opportunity to go back and talk to Mike at 23, don't give up.
Yeah.
It when you realign your life with what it is God is calling you to do, don't give up. You can do this. It's possible.
That's what that book really taught me. That Your Best Life Now, Joe Osteen.
Yeah.
It shifted my whole perspective on who God was and what He thought of me. And from then on out, it was just like, life, I really can have my best life now. Because that's what God wants for me. And if I stay in his word and, really get to know him and create that relationship and like embrace that relationship, every day will be my best life.
Yeah. Good. Pastor Battle also posed a question that he was asked when they were in that process of doing renovations. And I believe his question was, why would you go through all of this?
Because he said that I think his wife wanted to buy another house. Let's just get another house.
Because it's easier. But hey, once they were aligned, once they were focused, hey, this is the direction that we're going to go in. He had talked about what it's like to kind of be walking in and seeing people you don't know and hearing banging and all those different things. He ultimately shared it started with dissatisfaction. He was basically dissatisfied with what it looked like, what was going. So let me pose this question. What areas in your life or in our lives are we dissatisfied with?
I really can't think of I wouldn't say it's dissatisfaction, but I can remember some time ago, like I was dissatisfied. Like I kept on having a desire to want to be like healthier and work out on a regular basis. Like that's what it was about. Like I felt like I wanted to feel better. So that's what I started doing. Like years ago, I just started working out like every day as if like just doing something because I was just so dissatisfied. It's like I wanted it, but okay, like what are you doing to get it? Like the least you could do is just get up and go walking. And that turned into me like loving being able to just kind of like work out and take care of myself, try my best to take care of myself. But I think nobody wants to do like just how you introduced this like this question to say that people were like, well, why are you doing this? Nobody wants to do a gut renovation. Nobody wants to do any type of renovation. It sounds good at first because that
then when you get into it,
but when you get into I'm currently in the middle of my master bathroom being renovated, and it was only supposed to be a week, and we're over a month now. And like the contractor told us yesterday, like he couldn't come yesterday. Like so, it's been driving me crazy, and I just cannot wait. I say to Demont every day, like I just want my bathroom back. All I want is my bathroom back. But nobody wants to go through that. But I know I'm going to be so satisfied with it once it's done. So I think the thought of it sounds good when you're actually in the trenches. It's annoying and irritating and it's inconvenient, but you got to keep the end in mind. We kind of talked about that last week and just get through it.
Begin with the end in mind. Like, and even framing that picture, not just mentally of having something down the road that keeps you focused on getting to that end goal. Even in the moments, taking moments and time to decompress. Everybody needs, always say healthy moments. You got to do things that aren't going to create damage or impact, not just your name, but ultimately your family's name. But just finding ways to decompress, but staying focused on.
What's something that you are dissatisfied with or have been that you had to just kind of remodel?
My wife and I, we had moved. We're coming up on a year of living into a new home, and there were different areas that inside of our house that we weren't satisfied with. I know for me, but looking at the bones, like I was like, man, it checks off the boxes of so many different things that we were looking for. So we don't have all of the resources to get everything on our list taken care of, but how can we map it out and strategically approach those things? And then at the end of the day, you need money. So what are some other outside resources that we can do to bring money to continue to go about this renovation process? And I'm approaching it so slowly or surely. So just kind of the season that we're in now, just making sure getting our house to where it is that we want it to be. That's like a tangible perspective, but then also I'm just constantly driven by the desire to get better in all things, like be a better communicator. That's one of my primary jobs, and is like communicator, the role as a pastor. Like there are other responsibilities, but I love hearing great communicators, like being able to break down their messages. And there was even like an investment that I made into me becoming a more effective communicator, referencing different documents like that. So yeah, so practically from my household, but then also even just, really myself, like just being a more effective communicator.
Yeah. I think you do a great job at communicating.
Oh, just check this off. I'm getting so many, man. Look, I'm gonna run back and record this episode. Recorded. Okay, thank you. I'm glad it is.
But you are a great communicator, and I think it's because you take your time before you speak. I would probably say I want to be a better communicator too. I think I'm gonna do Toastmasters though.
Yeah.
But we can relate the dissatisfaction part even to the family realm, where a lot of families feel dissatisfied with their connection with their family, their communication with their family, just the overall dynamic. I mean, there are a lot of people who are in toxic situations dealing with family. And I think that, like we talked about with the gut renovation, they want things to be different. Like they're dissatisfied with it, but they don't know where to start, what to do. And I think that that's when you need to realize that a gut renovation needs to be done, and knowing that that isn't the end of whatever. Like, it doesn't have to always be this way. If you have that feeling of dissatisfaction within your family, don't be hesitant to start to create new things that you can do within your family to change the dynamic. And Pastor Battle gave 16 ritualistic things that families can do, not all at the same time. It might not even happen in the same month. It might not happen in the same year, but little things that you can do to put into place to help build those connections. And I was going to go through them really quick. It's 16. I know that sounds overwhelming.
But then also go back and, because we're on YouTube.
Yeah, you can
go back and watch
it.
these I feel like this is one of the series that you need to continue to watch over and over again, just so that you can really get a better understanding or grasp all that he shared.
Yeah, so these things he mentioned was eating meals together. That's something you can start by doing that, because the conversation happens. Pray together. Have some type of family mantra or affirmation. Make birthdays super special to make sure you're celebrating whoever birthday that it is. Seat of honor, where you put the person in the middle of the room and you just give them, you affirm them, you tell them, let them know, like, character wise, some things that you love about them. We do that in our family all the time, and when I tell you, like, it really just fills you up. It fills up the person getting the accolades. Family dates, we talk about those all the time, and even in dates within the spouses need to be dating on a regular basis.
That's critical. That's critical.
Vacations, having fun together, doing family devotionals. Consider having some game nights, entertainment events. You got sporting events, concerts, all those type of things. You can read a book together. Take your time, read through a book, and have conversations about it. Serve together, possibly a family's business meeting. Because it's a lot of family businesses out here, or maybe you have an idea for one. Let's sit down and talk about those. Recollecting memories, remembering when, apologizing when necessary, and that goes for the parents too, not just your children. Apologizing and making sure that the same way that you offended that person is the same in the same.
And he needs to bring everybody back in the room.
Bring everybody back in the room. And I'm apologize. And lastly was dream sessions. That kind of reminded me of the It Is Written series. Like, write it down. Like, let's talk about it. What are your wildest dreams, and how can we as a family, like, support you in reaching your dreams or your goals? Like, those are conversations like we don't want to miss. So Yeah, that's good. And even just highlighting again, there's so much that was packed into he was only up there for about 35 minutes. It's critical that we approach these things, this experience again, approach some of the passages that he referenced, and even find creative ways that we put those things around the house, that we're not just forgetting about it, we're being held accountable to what it is that we wrote it down. Time
back to what you said, it is written.
It is written. And one of the other things I said that I wanted to add to this list, because when he was talking, he was like, if you got anything else, let me know. But it made me think something I wanted to do with my kids this summer is individually, I wanted us to start a hobby together, so we can bond around something that only, having three kids and just one of me, it can make it kind of difficult because you typically do a lot of things together, which is important. But I was like, I want something special with each of them. So I was going to let them kind of pick a hobby of something that we can maybe learn a new language together, or maybe an instrument together, or something like that could, go a long way. We can just constantly get better together.
Yeah, that's cool.
Someone do that this summer.
Yeah. So, all right, takeaways from everything that you heard, and I'm still excited about what he has to share. But even just referencing what we've already experienced, what he has already shared. Takeaway for today.
My takeaway would be, or encouragement rather, would be, don't be afraid or intimidated of doing a gut renovation, because as inconvenient and as hard and as difficult and even hurtful, it's probably, it could be a lot of tears involved, a lot of restoration involved. Don't be afraid to do that gut renovation, because then you will be so happy with the outcome, prayerfully, if you're willing to put in the work to kind of just tear everything down and let's start rebuilding together.
Yeah. My encouragement to not just our listeners, but to myself, when going through a gut renovation with something as crucial as your familiar relationships, you have to be connected with the right people.
Yeah.
I know I've said it before. With any sort of session or counseling session that I do connected with Zion Church, I talk about how critical it is that we are connected with somebody who is skilled counseling, but somebody who's skilled to give us a level of guidance, a level of exposure, to help us continue to move on to that next level. So it's crucial that we are connected due to how the different experiences and pain points that we've had in our past. Oftentimes those things that go unaddressed get buried and they end up showing themselves, especially when it comes to our relationships. And so it's critical to be in counseling.
Yeah. And I would never want anyone listening to think that we would think it would be as easy as 1, 2, 3. We got people who are really with some deep stuff in their homes, and so much trauma, things that have taken place. I please just know that we understand that it's not as easy as maybe, this 30-minute conversation has been, but it will be worth it. Worth doing the work. My prayer is that you guys can see and get to the other side. We're here to encourage. We're walking through this life with you, and it's critical to have just a village. Look at that plug. Yes. So this was a great episode. I'm looking forward to. I'm loving the Rock Solid series, so I can't wait for part 6. Part 6, right?
Part 6.
Well, can't wait for part 6. See where we go.
And then again, remember, in July, we're going to be coming out with our, even just tackling other things that impact the family.
And I can't wait to have some people, some guests.
Oh yeah, hold on, don't reveal everybody just yet.
Okay, well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we pray that it was encouraging to you. And don't forget to share it with your friends and your family, and come back and re-listen. And you can connect with me on IG at _ordinary. Mom, did I say it right? No, _ordinary _
She be making fun of me.
Or
she be making fun of me.
Village group chat on IG.
But she got hers wrong. Let's just say Mike J. Rogers 1. See, I'm simple. No _ I'm simple.
But there is what? Rogers with a D.
With a D in my name.
Okay,
thank y'all for hanging out with us.
Appreciate y'all.
We'll see y'all the next time.
Bye, guys.